My name is Amelia, and I used to believe in forever. I thought love was supposed to fix you, not destroy you. I met Ryan in my second year of university. He wasn't the kind of guy who tried too hard. He was quiet, confident, and had this look in his eyes that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. It started with small things, group assignments, coffee after class, late-night talks about dreams and childhood. He said I was different, and God, I wanted to believe him. Soon, he became my routine. Morning texts, good-night calls, and weekends spent lying on the grass near the lake, talking about everything and nothing. He'd say things like, I can't imagine my life without you. And I'd smile like an idiot, believing every word. He met my friends, my parents, even helped me paint my first art exhibit project. It felt real. It was real. Until it wasn't. The first red flag. A message from a girl named Sophie. He said she was a family friend. But why did family friends call you babe? I wanted to confront him. But every time I tried, he'd disarm me with a hug and say, You're just overthinking again, love. And I'd let it go. Because when you love someone, you don't want to see the truth. Then came my birthday. He promised a special surprise. I got dressed, waited all day, and kept checking my phone. Nothing. Not a single message. At midnight, my friend sent me a story from Instagram. Ryan with Sophie at a rooftop party, laughing, drinking, holding her waist like she was the love of his life. That night, something inside me shattered. I didn't cry. I just sat in silence, realizing the person I trusted most had already replaced me. But that silence didn't last long. Because from that moment, I decided he'd regret it. The next morning, I showed up at his place. He looked surprised, maybe a little guilty. I held up my phone with the picture and said quietly, Who is she? He didn't even try to lie. He just said, It's complicated, Amelia. That sentence hit harder than any scream could. Complicated. That's what he called our love. I walked out without another word, but once I was alone, the tears came. Days turned into weeks. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I deleted his number, but memorized it anyway. I blocked him, but kept checking if he'd made a new account. That's what heartbreak does. It turns you into someone you don't recognize. But somewhere between those sleepless nights and endless tears, something inside me shifted. I looked at myself in the mirror one morning and realized I was done being the broken one. He moved on like nothing happened. Why couldn't I? So I got up. I went back to my art. I started posting my work online. People loved it. One of my pieces, a painting called The Girl Who Survived Love, went viral. I even got invited to a local gallery show. For the first time in months, I felt alive. But fate wasn't done testing me. Because guess who showed up at that art show? Ryan. He stood there, hands in pockets, looking at me like he'd seen a ghost. He said, You look different. I smiled and replied, I am. He started talking about how he missed me, how Sophie didn't understand him. Typical. When boys lose control, they come crawling back to what once made them feel safe. But I wasn't his safety net anymore. I was the storm he created, and I had learned how to survive it.